What are your chances of being admitted off of the wait list? And let me first disclaim that if you are annoyed that the answer to this question is it depends, get used to it because that's the answer to pretty much every question in law school. But let me explain how and why it depends because I think that information can provide some valuable context for understanding how the waitlist works. Beyond the sort of intuitive notion that your chances off of the waitlist depend on how many people a given law school waitlists, if a law school waitlists only 200 people, then you're probably more likely to get in than if they waitlist 2,000 people. Obviously, also their class size matters and how many people they lose from their class. That's a big one. But the one that people don't think about necessarily as much is what are the missing pieces in the class that they're building, in the deposits that they've received? Because if a law school happens to yield more applicants with high LSAT scores but lower GPAs, for example, if you are an applicant who's waitlisted who has a high LSAT score and a low GPA, your chances off of the waitlist are probably pretty slim. Versus if you are an applicant who has a high GPA and a slightly lower LSAT, your chances are probably much stronger. And that might be the exact reverse at another very similar school. The other thing I want to quickly flag is the notion of summer melting, which essentially is the cascading effect that happens when one law school admits off of their waitlist. So let's say a given law school loses 15 to 20 people from their matriculating class, from their deposits. Then they go to their waitlist and they admit 15 to 20 people, or potentially a little bit more if they're anticipating not yielding at 100%. Maybe they admit 20 to 25. Those 20 to 25 people, if they decide to matriculate at the law school where they've been admitted off of the waitlist, probably were already deposited at another school. Probably another school was thinking that they would attend. So that law school now has open spots in their class. Then they admit off of their waitlist to fill those spots. Those waitlist people then withdraw from the law schools where they had previously been deposited, and so on and so forth. It just continues on in that way. If you're willing to stick it out throughout the summer, then you might end up having a much higher chance later on, especially once a lot of other people on the waitlist have withdrawn because they wanted to make concrete plans. Waitlist season isn't fun, but the longer you hang in there, probably the higher your chances are.